Guys, what you're about to listen to is episode 137 of Anime Podcasters, where we're going to be giving you some awesome anime recommendations. Just a quick technical note, Kyo's internet was not working halfway through the episode at the beginning. Therefore, he shared a microphone with Hotshot, and that's why you hear a different sound coming from him. I hope you guys enjoy. And here comes my introduction. Hi, guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Anime Podcasters. We are back, episode 137, with some anime recommendations, and we got the full crew. We got the fabulous four, myself, Hotshot, Murel, and the artist, Kyo. How is everyone doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
This recording closet you've jammed us all into is getting very crowded, Jaden.
How
there's
crowded?
Not even a window or anything.
It's okay. And Kyo, how crowded is it for you over there?
It is.
We need to end this episode immediately.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I turned off all my fans, and it is what it is. The summer. You know, this is what happens when you record in August. And so today we have a anime recommendation episode. We haven't done one of these in a minute, and I'm very excited. We all have 2 picks each. We will be going through all of them, but we also have a voicemail, and we'll use this kind of to intro, and then we will begin the actual list off. So the voicemail is from our very good friend from the podcast, ACR. So let's play that right now.
What's up, guys? It's your boys ACR. I got a quick question for you. What anime do you recommend in 2022?
The way I would like to translate this is real quick, name one anime that's not on your list right now that you would like people to watch. Like just an honorable mention, just drop the name right now.
Dragon Ball.
Nice. What about you, Hotshot?
I came back as a spider.
Okay, and what about you, Kyo?
I this is outside the criteria. I was not ready for this. Trigun, I guess. I don't know.
Trigun. I mean, Trigun's a classic for sure. And for me, I mean, I gotta go with Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho is great. And guys, I kind of feel bad though, because ACR would have been perfect for this episode. Now I think about it,
he wasn't he here for the first one?
Yeah. You know what? One sec. I'm gonna call him up right now.
Okay.
1 second. I'm just gonna call him.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I'm gonna call him. I'm calling him.
God damn it.
Yo, ACR, what are you doing right now, man?
Hey, man, I don't know. I was just walking on my way.
Oh, yo, you know what? Do you want to crash the podcast real quick?
Yo, for sure, bro.
Join right now, bro. We're going to do anime recommendations. This is like all you, bro.
I'm right here.
Is that...
Oh, hello.
Is that my boy?
Yes, sir.
Is that my boy on the podcast? What? Oh, my God. Yo, that is right. Surprise guest appearance.
Surprise.
ACR is here to drop some anime recommendations. I am so happy. He's back. Boy, he's back. Oh, you're my boy. Okay, guys.
Okay, so this was definitely planned then.
It seems like it was planned.
Yo,
Well, Jaden doesn't tell me shit as is, so...
guys, I just wanted to surprise all of you. That's why I had Kyo do the art ahead of time. That's why I had the voicemail. That's why we're doing anime recommendations.
Oh my God.
Welcome back, bud.
Thank you very much.
I was not ready for
You didn't
this.
just tell anyone?
No, surprise. That's how I run, bro. Sometimes I just surprise you guys. I pull the rug,
You're
bro.
supposed to tell the assistant. The
5
assistant
people
knows
in a
everything.
Podcast? Really?
The assistant got assisted a new task. All right. So obviously ACR context here has been a guest twice before on the podcast. He gave us some quarantine recommendations, some anime goodies, and today he's just giving us some still in quarantine, sort of not really recommendations. So ACR, I would like to introduce you to Murel because you have not met yet.
Never.
Murel's
So you haven't heard my
assistant.
name? Okay.
And he's a co-host, and he's great. And ACR Spot of Lunatic Rappers, he's awesome, and he's like a total weep. So you guys are going to be meant for the
Perfect. I
podcast.
like
Ooh,
that. I like
weep.
that.
Yeah. So, all right, reactions, guys, reactions. I just want to get your reactions before we start the actual list.
Well, fuck you, Jaden. ACR, welcome back.
Thanks.
I was wondering why you asked for that ACR art.
I thought he was like going to be on the next episode or something like that, like after this one.
Yeah.
That explains why he asked for the artwork so soon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's kick things off. ACR, if you want to include your picks in the Google document,
Yep.
go for it. I'm going to go first, give you guys the time to settle all in. I'm going to kind of talk about my first pick. The order will be Jaian, myself, Hotshot, Murel, Koval, and then ACR, so we give them time to, feel out the vibe of the podcast, so there's no pressure. Okay, so my first pick, total recommendation I think everyone needs to go see. I saw this one in the movies literally like 2-3 days ago with the other
of course,
guest Morgan. I'm talking about Dragon Ball Superhero, the anime movie, the 2022 Dragon Ball Super movie. I don't know. I don't think anyone else has seen it so far.
I haven't seen it yet.
Given how recent it is, but
Not yet,
it is a great movie. Kyo, you're gonna eat your heart out with the animation. It's one of those beautifully animated Dragon Ball films. Definitely a different take from any other super film. It's super nostalgic. It's got an amazing story. They really focus on Gohan here. Gohan's the main point of this series because Vegeta and Goku just aren't around, and it's this whole plot with the Red Rabbit Army returning, new androids, and you really see, if you're a fan of the Piccolo and Gohan relationship, this is the movie for you, and you will love it. It's so good. It's so good, and it just got me so hyped up. I was in the movies when I saw it. People were clapping. People were going crazy when they were seeing all these things that Gohan and Piccolo were pulling off. I'm not going to spoil, obviously, but there's definitely some anime goodies of their own in that in there. So what are you guys' thoughts? Anyone who wants to? Obviously, there's 5 of us this time around, so you don't have to comment on every single pick. Just if this one speaks to you, please give away your thoughts.
I have seen the clips here and there of the animation. It looks really good. I saw a lot of the 3D shots, and I thought that it transitioned really well. It's probably the first time that I've seen it use CG really well besides the Fighters game.
Right.
The first thing in Dragon Ball Super that I ever saw was the Broly movie. And if Super does anything right, it is the movies, especially with the animation. And honestly, bringing back Gohan and Piccolo, I want to see them get more time. Like, I'm not sick of Goku, but I want to see Gohan just go absolutely mental. Not a huge fan of Piccolo's awakened form, though.
Oh, you're aware of that. Okay, we can definitely talk about that.
Well, the only reason I am is because I've seen the clips and I've seen like screenshots of it. I don't know what it does. I don't know what kind of power is in it. I just know what it looks like.
Oh, so poor Piccolo finally gets a form.
Well,
he's orange now.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, he's got this orange tint going to him for this, and I just all I'll say about it is that the moment it comes out, you really feel like it's his movie in that moment. Like this one was sold as the Gohan story, but when that form comes out in the battle, because obviously that's when the forms always come out, the new forms do. Sorry, you really feel like it's a Piccolo movie, and he really carries the movie in some parts, and I just loved it. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. If you guys had any other thing else to add,
I have one.
And if not,
so the first time I saw the trailer, I thought it was a trailer for a game. So after that, my friend told me it was a movie, and said like, "Wait, what? It's not a game?"
Right.
Because the way that it's made, it's just not. I don't often see that type of like graphic for Dragon Ball, if it's not for a game. But yeah.
Yeah, right. Nice. Right. Like I said, it kind of looks like Dragon Ball: The Fighters.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. It definitely has that vibe going. Hotshot. Let's go to your first pick. Go ahead, man. One of these I know a lot about. The other one I kind of know stuff about. So,
okay,
your pick.
Well,
you have the
one I'm gonna talk to you about first is my favorite between the two, and it has actually made its way into my top 10 anime of all time. I've already made Kyo very well aware of this.
Right.
The second we watched it, I already have figures. I have merch. I have more figures on the way, so on and so forth. Love the world. Watch the spinoff. Everything about the show I love.
Okay.
It has, in fact, spiraled into a crippling addiction.
It really has, and ripped my bank account. And that is that time I got reincarnated as a slime.
I mean, listeners of the podcast will be like, we were just here. we were just here.
Yeah, look, you were just here. I get that. Welcome back. So if you guys don't know or didn't listen to our episode, or I'll just give you the gist. It's an isekai where the guy gets reincarnated as a slime, the weakest possible monster any video game ever has, but he is OP as fuck, and it is his whole story of building a world for him and his friends to live comfortably. And there's a whole bunch of things with conspiracies, other powers, myths, legends. It's just kind of it's honestly amazing. It's dipped deep into gaming lore, which a lot of isekais are anyway. So it really speaks to the gamer in me. The characters are amazing. We start with Rimuru, who just wants to do right by everybody, and he's the slime. He gives goblins a purpose. He finds Oni that are on the run and the rampage and gives them a place to stay. They become his closest advisors. And it's all about his journey and everything about him. So I highly recommend it, especially if you're a really big fan of gaming, because it is soaked in RPG content.
Huh. Okay, cool. I love the conversation you and Kyo had about this anime.
Yeah, since then, me and him have finished season 2.
Right. Nice.
And
Anybody got thoughts they want to give?
I'm still hungry for more.
Yeah.
Did they confirm the new season yet or no?
Yeah, they confirmed it. They confirmed that as well as the movie.
Ooh, a movie?
Yep.
Do you know what's
movie.
going to be the plot about the movie or not yet?
I do, because I watched the trailer. If anyone listening to this and hasn't seen the trailer, Kyo, that goes for you. Spoilers.
Nope.
It's about Benimaru's lost brother.
Okay,
boy.
I like that. I want to see the trailer now.
And that's all the information I know.
Okay. Nice. I mean, this anime is interesting to say the least. The concept of being, and you know what I like too, like just the title of it. It's so descriptive. It's so like
there's a lot of there's a lot of animes like that me and Kyo have found lately. And we always make fun of the names, but we're like, you know what? It's on point. I can live with this.
Right.
You know how like a lot of American animated movies have those like one word titles. Japan is the exact opposite.
Basically.
Yeah, they'll give you a chapter of a book, and it'll be the title of one show.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes it'll be the title of an episode in that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got Frozen,
Yeah.
Tangled, Turning Red. And then you've got a show that's like an entire sentence. All I was going to say, then you have shows that are like an entire sentence long from Japan.
All right. Well, Murel, I think we'll go to your pick now. Yeah. Hey, I just want to say we're Canadian takeover, 60% Canadian on this episode. I love it. All right.
Yes.
You will respect your king.
All right. So, speaking of kings and stuff like that, my first pick is Chivalry of a Failed Knight. It's literally just about a show. I've already explained the show on one of our other podcasts about the anime villains and stuff, right? That one. But like, I'm just gonna explain basically the show itself. The main character and stuff like that, he is technically what they call a level F for failure and stuff like that, right? He comes from a family of people who are known as the best blazers and best swordmen. Basically, his grandfather was one of the very last swordsmen that had one of the last swordsmen in the world that never had any powers whatsoever. They're called blazers and stuff. And he's basically what they would call a black sheep or reject of the family, because when they look at his power level, they're like, oh, he's horrible. He cannot do shit. So basically what they do is they send him on his way to this school that they also run and control. And basically they're like, it's basically like, what can I call it? A daycare kind of thing for him, right? Because he's not allowed to go to classes because his level is so weak. He's not able to do anything else, but he's allowed to be on campus.
Right.
And live on campus and stuff like that.
Okay. I see.
So it's kind of like a babysit kind of like daycare kind of thing for him until the the new headmaster of the place takes over the place, right? Headmaster, so forth. And basically allows him to attend classes and everything else. And turns out that he's not as weak as people think. He is able to defeat a Class A Blazer in no time flat. So people are really trying to figure out where his level is.
Mm-hmm.
And sadly, there's never going to be a second season to it.
Oh, that sucks.
But like, I know that Kyo would also love the animation style and the look of everything about it, too. Especially during all the fight scenes, including the very first one, that you see him outside actually fighting an evil person, like a bad guy kind of thing, right?
Right.
And of how, like, it basically, like, you know how, like, the Flash, everything slows down, the power gets revved up kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like everything just slows down, his power gets revved up, and then things just happen in the blink of an eye. So yeah, that's literally about it. That's my first pick.
Okay.
That sounds cool.
Really like this. I think
I'm curious about it
exactly.
now. I have to check
cool.
it out.
What are your thoughts, guys? Yeah, I think you'd like this one, Kyo.
Like, I did watch the anime, and I do recommend it. It's a really good one. You did surprise me
course.
there when you said, I was like, wait, what? Did he really said that anime? So yes, you should watch it. It's a good one.
Nice. Very cool.
Nice.
Hotshot, this got some Hotshot show vibes to me. I don't know if you're picking up on that, but
yeah, you said that when Murel brought it up in the Villains podcast too. It is one that I have passed in my queue a few times. I just haven't started it up yet, but it has piqued curiosity.
Okay,
We've got like 8 shows that we need to get started on.
Yeah, exactly. The concept of it to me, I like the whole, he's a failure, but he works with it and he manages with it, and he goes through trials and tribulations, and it's a short watch from what I'm seeing on my anime list, 12 episodes. I think that's very digestible, and it's one of those animes that you can probably binge out in 2 days max.
I'd say a day at least.
Yeah, fair enough. 2015, interesting, produced. I don't know any of the producers or the studios. It's surprising to me that it's not produced by MAPPA, because MAPPA produces everything nowadays. So that I'll give it that. I'll give it that.
Don't worry. Binging is a thing that will be coming up soon, I promise you.
Okay, fair enough. But that's all I have to say personally. So I think Kyo, it's your turn, bud.
So my first pick is Outlaw Star. This is a show from the 80s, and this is also a show made by Sunrise Company, which is the same studio that worked on Cowboy Bebop.
Okay,
and
nice.
Funny enough, it's also...
No, I was saying cool.
Oh, sorry.
No stress.
But yeah, it's also a space western of sorts. So the main thing that separates it from Cowboy Bebop is that it has an overarching story. It has an overall goal. The goal is for Gene Starwind to become like the most well-known space pilot.
Okay.
Along with the rest of his crew. I honestly I forget some of the names, but the but the overall story is basically this. There's this space pirate lady who comes onto Gene's planet and basically gets him wrapped up into this whole quest to find what's called the Galactic Ley Line, which it's basically the MacGuffin, or the location that they're all trying to get to, and nobody knows exactly what it does, but they just know that it's a very important place, and pretty much everybody in the galaxy is looking to get there. And the only way to get there is if you have a map, and luckily the space pirate lady who finds Gene happens to have a robot girl who happens to have a map to said ley line. And that's pretty much where the story begins. It's very space western. It's kind of like Cowboy Bebop, but it kind of feels a little bit more like Guardians of the Galaxy in the sense that it has like this big crew that are kind of dysfunctional, but all really likable in their own way. And it's a very much kind of a character show, and it has a really unique look to it. And one of the things that sets it apart is that the spaceships have grappling arms. So sometimes the spaceships will basically arm wrestle each other.
My initial thoughts here on this one, I really like it, and I think it goes back to this whole thing where, like, when we first started this podcast, Kyo, you really had abstract picks and things that had a lot of sci-fi elements to them, and I think that this anime to me falls directly into that, and the fact that it's Bebop-esque is, I think, why you enjoy it so much. 24 episodes, very, very short, very digestible once again, which is always a bonus in my opinion. But I'm seeing here that it's rated R plus. Like, it's definitely like an adult based show. But I really like the concept of it. Like the whole outlaw thing is really cool to me. So I like what I'm seeing here for sure.
Kyo has shown me an episode of it, or at least a few clips of it. It does seem like more. This might just like make all of our fandom come after me. It seems like more my style does than Cowboy Bebop, because from what I saw, it was like dipped more into the comedy aspect, like Kyo said, more so the Guardians of the Galaxy aspect, as opposed to like Trigun in space.
Right.
So I mean, it's one that I've been curious about too for a little while.
For sure.
Well, unlike Trigun, it actually ventures into space, so it's more. It leans more on Cowboy Bebop than it does Trigun, but all three of them are kind of in the same vein. If you just look at them all like together, they're all vastly different, but that's what I like about each one of them. And I grew up watching sci-fi as a kid, so I absolutely adore that genre.
Right. What about you, ACR? What are your thoughts?
Well, from what I saw in the picture, it kind of gave me a vibe of Captain Harlock. I don't know if any of you guys know it, but
no.
Oh yeah, I do know that show.
Yeah, it was an old show back in the day.
I've seen a lot of clips of it.
He was like a space pirate and all that stuff, but it kind of gave me that vibe. I don't think I'll give it a try because I'm not too pirate stuff. Well, is he like a pirate? You said, or is just like he's controlling a spaceship to be like the best spaceship in the universe? I don't know.
Basically, it's they're basically bounty hunters.
Oh, okay.
Is what the occupation boils down to.
Like I said, to conclude on this, I like it. I like it a lot, and I think the '90s have your heart in anime. Yeah, I think that's like your anime era. The more I'm talking to you,
it does and it doesn't. It's very polarizing.
It's very polarizing for sure. And I think it's produced by the same studio as Bebop, because I'm seeing Sunrise here on my anime list, and I feel like that was a Bebop studio as well. So Code Geass was made by them too. Inuyasha was Bebop.
Yeah, it's the same animation studio.
Yeah. Very cool. All right, ACR, you crashed the party. Now we're crashing your first pick. What is it?
So my first pick is Ray Creators. It was made in April 2017, and there's around 22 episodes. To give you a little description without busting the plot and everything. So it's about a high school student who became involved in a battle between several characters from manga, anime, and video games. So they appear in the real world. And as the story progresses, those characters will try to find their creators and ask them, like, why were they made and what's the reason of the creation, and if they can help them fix their own world. Because they're going to understand that they've been created to satisfy our needs as humans, pretty much. And the humans in the human world, well, we're not strong. We don't have superpowers, anything like that. We're just humans. So there'll be like two factions that'll be created. One that's going to try to protect the humans and fights against the other factions and trying to find like a peaceful way to return back to their worlds. And the other characters will try to pretty much kill their creators and wreak havoc in the world.
Nice. I like that. I like the concept of that. What are you guys' thoughts?
Don't get me wrong. I'm probably going to check this out, but this sounds like a special kind of hell. I don't want something I design and make to chase me down, asking their reason for existing, and then killing me.
You don't want Inkheart the anime? Did you not see Inkheart?
No, I don't want Sausage Party to be a thing in my life.
Oh, God.
It gets so much worse than you think at just hearing ACR's definition. Like if your mind wanders with all the situations that can arise, it gets so much worse. But it does sound like
right.
one that I personally would check out.
It's very cool. I think ACR, you got that thing where you find a good anime, and you know, what I'm seeing from this one, like it just seems really enjoyable. I think like the concept of it also is really cool. I mean, how else can I put this? Like what I'm seeing from this, you know, these like I guess they create new worlds. I'm just trying to understand like the base
So
concept.
the
here.
concept is
Yeah.
like a manga artist. He make a manga. Like let's say Naruto,
Yeah.
and Naruto would just pull
Yeah.
up in the world. Like one day, be like, "Yo, where am I? Like why am I here?
Right.
Like are you the one who made
Okay.
my world? Why are we fighting? Why are we dying? Like can you save us? Like yo, you're the gods because you
Right.
are the creators. So that's the name of the anime. Ray creators right there. But at the end of the
Okay, I
day,
see.
they're just human. They just make stuff. Not we don't create stuff pretty much. Well, yes and no.
It has a bit of a
I
Sunny
repeat.
Boy thing to it.
I repeat, special kind of hell.
Exactly.
I mean, fair enough. I would compare this one. I don't know if you heard of it, Sunny Boy. It's not like they create a new world. It's more that they can transport it to a new one, and they have powers, and they learn to live in this new world. I like the idea of just taking a character out of its comfort zone and just seeing where it goes, you know. And that to me is classic anime plots, you know. So I think the fact that it's tied in with manga as well. I remember the Death Note creator had an anime where it was just like about a manga writer trying to like pitch a story. So I think it dabbles in a bunch of different story based ideas, and I definitely will check this one out. I'm literally clicking right now on add to my list. So this one seems really cool.
Like-
and once again, 24 episodes, very digestible. So I like that.
22. Wait, is it 24 or 22?
No, 24 minute episodes.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
I got confused.
All right, perfect.
You know, I mix up my
But-
minutes and my episode counts. You know, they're the same thing to me.
But one thing that's nice about it's just like the music and the battle scene are really nice, enjoyable. They did a good work on that. So I'm just leaving that there.
Right on. Very cool.
I do have one question.
Yeah.
So are the characters that come from the fictional world, are they licensed characters? Like, do they already exist, or are they made originally from the show?
Originally from the show, like they kind of have some that do resemble some that we do know about, but you know they can't really copyright that. So yeah, like there's like a magical girl kind of hero in there, and you know, but it's really new heroes that we don't really know about.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
Well, now I'm
I'm
just going
a-
to be upset when I watch this because now I'm going to be like, I want to watch that anime and find out it's fake.
Yep.
Yo, okay.
The show
I'm
within
gonna
the
go,
show.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to my second pick. My second and final pick. It's so weird to be my second pick be my final, but you know that's what happens when you got 5 people on the pod. Jujutsu Kaisen, winner of the Anime of the Year in 2022 for the Tokyo Anime Award Festival. This anime is top tier. It's so good. It's one of those very recent ones that came out in the fall of 2020 from Mappa Studio. Man, how would I describe this thing? This thing is, once again, I would say it's a shonen. It's a action fantasy based. Super cool. So basically, it follows this main character called Itadori Yuji, and he lives a very bland life. And in the first episode, it gets all flipped around, where he comes across cursed items, and it triggers a chain of like supernatural events. And next thing you know, he's dealing with dreadful beings and all these evil creatures, and he has these powers, and he's like learning to handle them as he goes through the anime. I'm trying to stay broad here because I don't want to spoil anything. He gets mentored. He finds more people with the same powers as him. The battles in this are top tier. I'm telling you right now, this is one of the best animes that came out this decade so far. I'm a huge fan of it, and I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna keep it brief because I obviously I'm trying to sell the pot to you guys here. But what are your guys' thoughts? I'm gonna go to you, ACR. What do you think?
Yo, the quality of the anime is top tier.
Yes,
tier.
am I right or am I right, bro?
Bro, come on. The fights are so beautiful. I was
They're so
crying
good.
so much. It was good.
So good.
Like, Like,
So good.
did you see the movie?
No, I haven't seen the movie yet, but I will.
Funny thing, about the movie, I read the manga of the movie like before, and I didn't know it was part of this anime.
Okay.
But it's gonna be like a new person that's gonna join the team later on. So it's like a side movie, like about the character. So a bit of depth on the new person's gonna join for the new season. But if you didn't see it, watch it. It's also good. But yo, delicioso.
super amazing. So I don't know. I feel like I talked to this one about you. I talked about this one to you, Hotshot, before. I definitely mentioned it, I think.
You've at least bring it up by name, and it's another one of those shows that I have seen going around, and I am curious about actually checking out. I know little to nothing about it, like story-wise or anything like that. But I will say the way you described it is just describing shonen in general.
I think that's a fair point to make. Like that, this could basically be the beginning of My Hero Academia. You know, Deku, bland life. Everyone's got a quirk but him, and then boom, comes into contact with All Might, and next thing you know, it's flipped around. I would say though that the main, because I think My Hero is a good in-betweener to make you understand the show a bit more. Imagine My Hero Academia, but way more based in fantasy and less based in heroism.
More death.
Or Bleach.
More death.
The way you described
More
it
death.
kind of sound like Bleach.
I mean, I haven't seen enough Bleach to comment.
Or Yu
All right,
Hakusho.
ACR, keep that to yourself, bro. I know it's a disappointment to you, but like different people have different tastes.
know.
You know what I'm saying?
I
like
know.
if you didn't watch this one, I'm not gonna go like that. You know, leave the air for the rest of us to breathe. Okay?
You're gonna have to pay
Like-
tags, bro. Every time I'm gonna show like, did
I'm
you watch
already
Bleach?
dealing with
Did you watch
internet.
Bleach?
And I'm dealing with breath. Like it's enough.
You have to, bro. The new season's coming out soon.
I'm going to have
dead,
to agree with
I'm dead.
ACR here. So,
Thank you.
So yeah,
is
anyone else
Jujutsu
want to comment?
Kaisen based on anything? Like, is the theme based around anything? Like how Naruto's ninjas and One Piece's pirates?
I would just say like
Is
magic.
it just supernatural?
Supernatural, yeah. They're very, very like it's there is some sort of school they go to, but it's like no, I would just say it's just supernatural based. Like imagine some Lord of the Rings type of stuff, you know?
Okay,
like magicals, like blasts and flying and techniques and you know what? I'll remember one technique. One technique is when they clap, they switch positions with the opponent, like stuff like that. You know, like cool techniques and stuff. It's great. It's so good. It's one of those like you'll turn it on and like you will just watch because it goes hard from the start. So yeah. But I think I want to leave it at that. So anyone else want to say anything, or should Hotshot go to his final pick? All right, Hotshot, final pick.
all right, final pick. This is another one that I started watching and I stopped, you know, like all anime that I do. But when I started rewatching this, like maybe a week ago at this point, yeah, I finished all the way through what they have in season 2. So the title of this one is The Devil is a Part-Timer. And basically the core of the story is the devil works part-time at a McDonald's. That's it.
I love it.
Obviously, that's not the entirety of the story. Like, but that is what it comes down to. The devil gets isekai'd over to the modern world and has to make ends meet by working at McDonald's.
A legally distinct McDonald's, the best kind of distinct.
And his
Right,
broke also.
McDonald's. I'm sorry.
Everyone can relate to that.
Yeah, here's the thing. The devil is struggling to make ends meet on Earth. What does that tell you?
Yeah, exactly.
But over the course of the show, like more parts of his past life come in. Like the hero who was meant to slay the devil comes to the world. There's angels that start showing up into the world, and it basically his world starts mixing with theirs, and there becomes more and more danger and more action, more adventure, and honestly more mystery, especially to where we are right now in season 2. But a lot of the charm is the characters and the comedy. And like I said, I started rewatching it like a week ago and watched what they have in season 2 in dub. Like the day that the next episode came out, I'm like, kill. And yeah, we watched that. So
Yeah, we're keeping up with it.
But yeah, that's really about it. Honestly, if you don't get into the premise that the devil has to work at a fast food restaurant, this isn't going to work with you.
Right. I wanna make a promise to you, Hotshot. We will do a The Devil is a Part-Timer podcast this year, like this fall, 100%. I didn't know this was in your courtyard of animes. I've watched this. I love it. It's so good. It's so funny. It's so quirky, and it's action-packed, and it's interesting, and the characters have depth to it. It's one of those, like, it's slice of life, but there's like enough depth for me in the characters for me to like hop on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the charm for it for me is mostly the characters. Like I love Mao, I love Emmy, I love Chi. Even the other angels and demons that come into their court, I kind of love.
It's also cool to mention that all the English dub cast came back for the second season.
Yes.
So when we jumped into the second season, nobody was replaced, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's so refreshing!" Sometimes you'll jump into a season 2 of an anime and like there's like a year or two gap and they won't bring back some of the voice actors and that sucks, but I'm so happy that they brought everybody back because if they had switched anybody, you would just be so distracted.
Especially for the fact that this was a 10-year gap.
I see.
Dude, I remember like finishing the anime way back when it first came out, and I was so sad that the season 2 was never announced.
But no, great pick. Anybody, ACR, Murel, any thoughts you guys want to add to this?
Not really. They pretty much did everything. It's a really great anime. Smooth to watch. The fighting's a bit of everything. Like you said, the depthness. There's a bit of fighting for those that like that, and I laugh a lot, so I love it.
Nice. Okay, well, in that case, let's kick it back to Murel. Your last pick.
All right. My last pick is kind of like under the same premise as another anime that I was talking about on the show and stuff like that. But this one is called Konosuba. It's basically just under the premise of kind of like reincarnation and stuff like that. It starts with a man in Japan. He is like 17 at the time, right? And he dies, and they have a choice of either being reincarnated into as a human, go up to heaven and stuff like that, right? But in his certain circumstance, especially in the world that he did reincarnate into, which is basically an MMO, basically. All right.
Right.
There's not a lot of people reincarnating into that world from other worlds and universes and dimensions anymore. So they're like, oh, since you like video games and everything else, do you want to be reincarnated into this world that's basically like one of your MMO video games where there's slimes, there's like cyclopses, there's like basically anything you can see, like a demon king, anything, all right? Like powers, magic, explosions. Like, come on, who doesn't like explosions?
Explosion!
Like, come on. Reincarnate me into that world.
No, exactly. I think this one would have been a good anime to discuss in the anime explosions episode. But I love the visuals that I'm seeing here. 10 episodes, very digestible once again, and I don't know. I feel like this one's it's got a good happy vibe to it. I'm just getting like good vibes from this.
It is very good vibes and everything else, and like you said, it's very small. I like animes that are pretty short and everything else, not like long ones that are like 500 episodes or something like that. I like the small ones because they're a lot easier to digest. And also opens up to a lot of conspiracy of like ideas of like what could happen after the show, like do these two people get together and stuff like that, right? Like fan fictions and stuff. There's a ton of them out there.
Right. I see what you mean. What about UACR? Would you watch this?
I already did watch it, bro. Come on,
What
was that question, bro?
What is this? You're the encyclopedia and you're the database to my anime list. I don't need to watch anything. My name's ACR. I know every pick here. I'm good. I buy guys. My chat. Follow me on Twitter. Buy. My name's ACR.
There's actually one I did not watch, but still.
I hate you. I hate you. You just had to prove me wrong, right? Just had to prove me wrong.
Sorry, bro.
Well,
Sorry.
ACR, we definitely watch it for the plot, right?
Exactly. Actually, mostly for the explosion, but yeah.
This is some simplicity level of simple.
So Konosuba, it has actually been on mine and Kyo's list for a very long time to start watching. And we finally started watching it like maybe 2 weeks ago. We're only like 5 or 6 episodes in. But just like Reincarnated as a Slime, it's an isekai. I'm drawn immediately into it. I'm finding out that isekais are my weaknesses for anime.
Right.
Of course.
I mean, both of his picks are isekai.
Yeah. I that's basically what I had to say for this one. I think Kyo, we can go to your pick if anyone else has if no one else has anything to add.
Nope.
The only thing that I will say is Konosuba, like, it may seem short right now, but a season 3 is on the way and it already has 20 episodes and 2 OVAs, and now we're getting a 3rd season. So it's not going to be so short anymore.
Oh yeah,
Well,
it won't
shit.
be. It won't be. Yeah, more content from Murel.
Yep.
All right, Kyo, let's go. Are we going back to the 90s on this one?
No, although it's kind of funny you say that because the art style is very 90s if you look into it.
Okay.
My second pick is Ranking of Kings, and this was recommended by an artist I follow on Twitter. His name's Aaron Schmidt. He works with a lot of VTubers. He does a lot of art with them. And I saw him like posting pictures and talking about the show a lot. And that kind of drew me in. And we started watching it, and we're almost done with it. We blazed through like 10 episodes in a night. It is so good. Premise. The premise of the show. The premise of the show is it is a fantasy. So it's like European fantasy, a little bit of Japanese fantasy. But the overall, so like the starting point here is we are in a fantasy world where this character Boji is about to become king. But Boji has a couple of problems. One, he's about a foot tall and he's deaf and can't speak.
Oh.
So he immediately is like kind of looked down upon. A lot of people kind of look down on him for his disability. And also it's basically taking place in medieval times when a disability pretty much means that you're going to die.
Right.
But the strength of the show is how Boji communicates with people, how kind and how nice he is, and just he meets what's basically like a little demon, a shadow demon, and through getting to know Boji and communicating with him in a way that most people can't, an adventure sets off where they have to basically find Boji's strength and figure out how he can become the next king, despite all of his disabilities and all his issues. And that's pretty much where it goes from there. I don't want to spoil too much because everything from that point onward, it just gets better and better. And the show is really good at it really knows when you want something to happen. So like it's one of those shows that kind of knows the emotion of the audience and knows when to, like, if there's a really sad moment, it knows when to bring you up. It has like a moment of levity after a dark moment, or it has a moment where it's really satisfying after seeing something that you didn't really like stuff like that. It really is an emotional show, and it's really, really good. And I don't want to spoil anything for anybody because it's an absolute journey, and it's really good. The dub is also really amazing, by the way. And the art style kind of reminds me of like Ghibli, Lupin, kind of early Dragon Ball, kind of a mix of all those things.
Yeah. I definitely see Ghibli in here. This gave me such a Ghibli vibe from what I saw before the podcast. And I think that, like, from what I'm gathering, although limited in height and like everything else that you mentioned earlier, I feel like that's a perfect setup for just making the most out of what you've got, you know? And I think what's good about that is it makes it a really rootable main character. And that's always a weight to my heart personally. I really like the setup of this one. So gonna have to throw it on my list. This one, you scored the goal, Kyo, on that one. I like this. I like this recommendation that you're putting in here. And you got a good eye for these things, and it's just good to have you on the podcast for this. I'm just surprised that it came out really recently, and it doesn't look like it did. That's what's like. It just makes me more interested. I'm just like, okay, this looks like a Ghibli-ass early Dragon Ball, like you described earlier, but it came out in 2021.
Yeah, it was last year. The dub turnaround was like insanely quick, and I think it's because it's such a good show. And the one fun fact I do want to point out is that there are characters in there, including Boji, the main character, who use JLS, which is Japanese Sign Language, which is kind of a first. I've never seen that in Japanese animation, and I've rarely seen it in American animation.
Right. No, I approve of this. What do you guys think? I'll go to you, Murel. What are your first impressions on this?
It seems like it's really like pushing a lot of boundaries and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's
absolutely
really bringing out the community of people who have disabilities, which I can relate. And that just seems very, very amazing that at least something is doing that, right?
Right,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I agree.
One thing I do need to say about this anime is I love the ending. There's not a lot of like anime that do like an ending that I'm really satisfied with, but this one, it was just perfect. Like there's no need for another season. If they did one, I'll be happy, but it perfectly ended. So I was happy with that.
Nice.
I'm not gonna lie, you started talking about the ending and I was tensing up like we are not
Yeah,
there.
me too.
I swear to God.
I know we spoil
Like,
things
when
on
he
the show
dies
all
at
the
the end,
time,
I
but
really
please.
didn't like that part.
We spoil everything anywhere, anyway for all the listeners, but the people who are in this chat, we do not spoil.
I just didn't like how the God of Death wrote his name. You know, like why would you do it? Like why would you do it like that?
Yeah, he killed everybody at the end, but I mean, it's my bad.
Oh man, I love this. I love this so much. The sign. Oh wait, I'm seeing something on my anime list. The sign language depicted in the Usama ranking is supervised by the Tokyo Foundation of the Death. Wow, this series was released on Blu-ray, DVD from Jerry. Oh wow, that's very cool. That's very cool. I think that speaks to your point, Murel. It's related. It relates really well to a whole other community over there, and that's beautiful. That's beautiful to incorporate into an anime. I love that.
No. Ranking of Kings is a phenomenal pick from Kyo, and it's one that I was honestly curious about for a while too, because I knew that Hoji in the beginning was mute and deaf. But Kyo actually didn't know that he was mute. Like, he knew that he was deaf. He didn't know that he was mute as well.
A big thing for me in characters is ones that can express things just through, like, facial animation or physical movement. Like, characters that don't speak are some of, like, the most memorable in animation, and I have to say the same for Boji.
ACR, your final pick. Here it is. You crashed the podcast. We're about to crash land the same pod onto whatever planet we are on at this point at this hour. Go ahead, bro.
Perfect. So my final pick is called 86. So it is a science fiction. Season 1 came out in 2021 and season 2 came out in December 2021. So it's actually pretty quick. They had budget for that. So I know. It don't happen often. It come out like right after, but it was good. So the story is about a team of kids that are fighting a war for a city called Magnolia. It's a war between human and another like fallen city that's being controlled by like a robot entity. The robot entity keeps sending like machine and autonomous machine to fight the war and win it. And the little plot twist in there is that the city of Magnolia, they claim that there's no casualty within the fight, but what the citizen don't know is that they're sending like other humans to fight for them, and those other humans are like the kids that's fighting in the war. One little note there is the main person of the story, known as Nuzin, his family is known as the Reaper or the Undertaker. The reason is because he's like the only one that survived each fights.
Okay.
Well, I'm not gonna say more than that. It's really a complete anime. Season 1 introduction, season 2 it's the end. It end like that. Only 2 season, and it got my feels. I got feels. I cried like a little at the end. I'm not gonna lie, but it was really good.
Okay, I like this. I like this setup that you're describing. What are your guys' thoughts? I'm gonna go to you, Murel, first. What do you make of this?
They definitely did have budget and stuff, and knowing of how like things are animated and stuff like that, right? It takes a lot of time. So they were probably like while they were animating season 1, they were also animating season 2, or at least in the recording booth and animating while they were doing it. Definitely, I will put it on my list to watch because it sounds like it's a pretty small thing to do, right? Pretty small anime, right?
Yeah.
I'll definitely add it to my list.
Okay.
Like
Hotshot, is this going on your list or not?
From how ACR described it, it sounded a lot like, or at least similar to Darling in the Franxx.
Okay, so
With
I'll
ACR, I don't know if you know that one.
It is, yeah, I know it. Come on, bro, I know everyone. But
Do you know who you're
it's a
dealing
bit.
with? Do you know who is on this mic, bro? How dare you, Hotshot?
I'm gonna ignore that Canadian and listen to you, ACR.
Perfect. So we'll go a bit down to earth. It's not that much of a battle robot fantasy stuff that go into space. It's really more like they're a bit more advanced technologically, but like not that much. It's really like little mecha robot that are controlling. And I can't even compare that to like Gundam Sea Destiny. It's not the same vibe. They do go really deep in the person and like characters, so you really learn about their past and like you see them always eat together and little story here and there, but you get attached to the person pretty quickly. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it still sounds like Darling in the Franxx to me.
Look at the trailer. I'm just saying, look at the trailer after that.
Look, I'll at least give that a watch. And you're right, it's probably wildly different, but it's just giving me that kind of vibe.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's bad because I love Darling in the Franxx.
Okay, at least.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it sounds kind of like a young adult novel premise, sort of, kind of like Maze Runner or something.
Did you guys see? I don't know, for those that know it, I'll Noah Zero. Did it ring a bell to someone? Okay.
No.
Okay, I was gonna make a reference to that guy because the main person of that anime, I'll Noah Zero, is kind of similar to the one in 86. Like he's really like super bright and he know how to fight, but whatever.
All I want to say though is I love the name of the season 2, 86 Part 2. I like that.
Just keep it simple. Budget was tight at the end.
86.5 coming next season.
862. That's the number of episodes.
Oh, they should have called it 862. That would have been a good marketing thing, or maybe it would have confused people. I don't know.
Scared some people.
But,
I don't know. One Piece lied. It said 1.
One too many. Oh, all right. Let's start wrapping things up. So the picks were Dragon Ball Superhero, Jujutsu Kaisen. That time I was reincarnated as a ginger slime. The Devil is a ginger part-timer. Chivalry of a Failed Knight. Konosuba, Outlaw Star, Ranking of Kings, Recreators, and 86.
You couldn't have at least worded it like the ginger is a part-timer. You had to say the devil is a ginger part-timer. At least make your joke make sense.
I don't know what you're talking about. I read it exactly how it was written on the document.
We have you on recording, my guy.
I don't know. All I do is edit this to make me sound right and you wrong. So okay.
The recording has been lost.
Yo, we're like minus IQ o'clock right now. Oh, Hotshot, I love you, man. I love you guys. All right, let's wrap things up here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
To wrap up, I actually have a question for everybody.
Go for it.
Since this is anime recommendations, which one out of our recommendations would each of you guys watch?
Outlaw Star.
Outlaw Star for Jaden. Okay, Murel.
Actually, the Ranking of Kings is going to be the one that I'm going to watch the most, probably.
Oh, that's a good
Okay.
one too. Yeah.
Good choice.
For me, I'm gonna have to say Recreators, mainly because I'm already watching Konosuba. Otherwise, I'd say that one.
Right.
Kyo.
I'm gonna have to jump on Jujutsu Kaisen when that comes out or when that's available.
I mean, it is available. It's on Crunchyroll.
I mixed up my words. I'm tired.
Fair. And ACR.
Well, I mean, I pretty much shot them all except one, so it's gonna go with Outlaw Star.
Aha.
Okay. All right. So Kyo's the one to win ACR's favor. All right, that's fine. Jaden, wrap us up.
All right. So, you can find the podcast on all podcatchers. Just type in Anime Podcasters. You can follow us on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Anime Podcasters. You can rate us on ratethispodcast.com/Anime Podcasters and leave us a voicemail on speakpipe.com/Anime Podcasters. For myself, you can find me at JaianMusic on social media, and my website is JaianMusic.com. Where can people find you, Hotshot?
For me, guys, you can find me anywhere by Hotshot Ginger on Twitter, on YouTube, and you guys can find me right here on JaianMusic's channel and wherever quality podcasts are sold and listened to for free.
Perfect. And you, Kyo?
You guys can find me on YouTube, Twitter, at GoProKyo. Right now, my big project is I'm working on my webcomic, and that'll be out very late. I have no idea. But yeah, that's where you guys can find me. Also, Newgrounds.
Perfect. Murel?
People can find me on YouTube, Twitter, soon to be Twitch, under all the same names as Murel Koval, on Facebook as well. And yeah, that's what it. All my links will be in the description below.
Perfect. And ACR, where can people find your rap project, Lunatic Rappers, and anything else?
On YouTube and Spotify, so you already know. Oh, and also SoundCloud. Let's not forget.
Yeah.
Rip.
Oh, and I do also do
SoundCloud,
sometimes
never
some
forget.
Twitch. I do some
Yeah,
Twitch, so you can follow him on Well, it's not the same name. It's CK-Genesis with one S, and you'll find me there. I stream here and there, some FPS fighting games. Why not?
So thank you so much, ACR, for joining us on this episode. For myself, Hotshot, Murel, Kyo, and ACR, this has been another episode of
The Anime Podcast. The Anime Podcasters. You win.
I feel like that was scripted. That was definitely scripted right there.
It was.
Yeah, I give up. Anime Podcasters.
Bye.